Yo, peace and blessings. Welcome to the Rantcast, the show where we ask the hard-hitting questions nobody else got the heart to. Please remember, this is a serious platform. We ask that you keep laughs to a minimum because nothing is funny. Today, we're joined by the wing sniper, media mogul, New Orleans legend, Will Guillory. But before we get into that, a word from my idol.
Well, infinity,
Forever.
huh?
Ain't no ending with this here. When the party over, we should be about 60 years old,
Right.
about 100 million drunk, and chilling with our children. Man.
Hey, but tell him, man, this
Chilling with our children. This podcast is sponsored by Birdsall Law Firm, the official injury lawyers of Booker Media, located at 918 Porter Street by the Superdome. Give them a call, 504-523-5413. If you or somebody you know has been injured in an accident, be sure to mention we sent you. Well, what's good, bro? How you doing?
Yo, what's good, man? Appreciate you for having me on, man. It's been way too long.
I know, man. That's Chris Connor's fault. He ain't had nothing to do with this, but we just gonna blame everything on Chris
Yeah,
Connor.
yeah, we blame everything on Chris.
Yeah,
For sure.
he's a terrible human being, bro. Like, but listen, man, we know you could be in it. You could be kicking it with Mark Spears, Jalen Rose, like you could be with Jeff Van Gundy, but you here with us, dog. We appreciate that.
Nah, man. You know I gotta show love to the city, and plus some people don't know me. You've been rocking for a minute. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people don't know we UNO Red Gym alumni. You know what I'm saying? Been doing it. So you like I said, this was way too long in the making. We should have been made this happen.
Yeah,
I'll take the matter of my blame. We putting the blame on Chris, but I'm just glad we were finally able to make it
no
happen
doubt.
today.
No. That's cool. That's cool. Listen, this ain't gonna be the last time. You know what I'm saying? We gonna make this shit pop. From here on out, you know what I'm saying. But why? Hey, why you here? You know, you got if you from New Orleans, you got to do the one thing. Go ahead, rub your hood, bro. Go ahead.
Oh, you know I'm repping that 7 all day hard head.
No doubt.
You know I'm coming with it.
No doubt. I'm gonna just get right into it. Let's just say you, Lopez, Christian Clark walk into a gym. Who coming out with the victory? That's what the streets want to know.
I can tell you, I mean, I'm sure Lopez said this himself that, Lopez probably at last place because my dude he got them terrible. He got them Omer Ashik knees over there. So my dog Lopez is over there just in it for the fun of it. And I've said this before. I'm going to give it to my dog CC. Just Chris, I call Christian Clark CC, but people don't know. I'm going to give it to my dog CC. Just because, he like shifty at the point guard position.
Okay.
I'm more of an outside shooter. I work within the team dynamic. I don't need my ISOs. I don't need my post-ups. Just hit me in the corner. I'm going to knock down shots, and I'm going to go down and not play much defense and then go back and do it again.
No doubt. I respect that. The last part of that, not playing much, I respect that. That was the realest shit. I like when people come on here and tell me the truth, bro, because
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give an honest scouting report about myself. Listen, I always tell people the best way to not get hurt when you hooping is to keep your feet on the ground. And that's my plan. Every time I'm in the gym, I'm keeping my feet on the ground, planted, and I'm leaving with my knees intact.
as a person with one ankle right now and who has lost multiple ACLs and meniscus, I can attest to that. Like defense ain't never got me nowhere.
That's overrated.
Yeah, like it's really trash. Like if you think about it, it's a lie. Cause like even in the NBA now, like nobody really like the Nuggets just won the NBA championship, and then like them boys. I mean, defense wasn't the main focus of that team. Is all I'm gonna say.
Nah, man, nobody grew up like I want to win the Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Herb Jones is probably the only one. And
He different. That man love life is playing defense and fishing. Like he different.
That's the two things he care about in life.
He how you feel about, matter of fact, since we on basketball, how you feel about James Harden calling Maury a liar? How you at a camp at that in China?
Listen, man, I will say I don't think it was a mistake. I think that he knew he was on camera, and you notice my man repeated his line. He said it once, and then he said it again in case everybody in the back ain't hear it. So I'm sure he saw that report that came out that said they allegedly taking him off the trade talks or whatever with the Clippers, and he know how stuff went down with Ben Simmons and how Daryl Morey basically held on to Ben until he got the offer he wanted. And James like, nah, we ain't doing that this time around. Like, you gonna trade me ASAP or it might get ugly. Knowing James, he more likely to make it ugly than Ben Simmons
He
was.
definitely gonna make it ugly. James gonna pull up in a fat suit.
Oh,
James
quick,
not go. He not gonna play no games with that. Like, he a veteran at this.
quick. Then he
Uh,
buying the bag for Lil Baby.
and that's that's what you call, like, that's real love. That's true love.
That's true
Love
love.
love wins with them. I sell it. You know what I'm saying? I support it. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this: How you can you tell the people how you got here? Like, what's your path? What's your path to, like, how you got to where you are, and are you living your dream? Would you consider what you're doing not living your dream?
Oh man, that's heavy. Well, it's crazy. We were just talking about this before the pod, but I got started off. I'm from the city, like a lot of people know. I went to Brother Martin, went to UNO, and I graduated. And for me, my goal was always sports. Right? I always loved sports since I was a kid, and I can shoot a little bit, but I knew I wasn't about to be hooping nowhere. So I wanted to get in the door another way. You know what I'm saying? So I got on with the right thing. I freelanced for a couple years. Shout out to my dog Rod Walker, helped me out along the way. Freelance route, ended up getting on at NOLA.com as a Tulane writer. So
Mm.
I was doing Tulane football, basketball, the whole nine, and I was the number two on Pelicans behind John Reed. I don't know how many people remember John Reed from NOLA.com. And the year I got on was the year the Pels traded for Boogie. So during that same year, John Reed dad had got sick during the season, so he left the paper, not left the paper, but he left the city to go take care of his dad. So they was like, "Yo, hold it down for the Pels while you still doing Tulane." But once Boogie came to town, it was like, "All right, you all in on the Pels now. Just do the Pels, and we'll worry about Tulane on the back end." And then that summer, they ended up just being like, "Yo, the Pels job is just yours. Forget Tulane." And it was
Mm.
kind of like I took the ball and ran with it. You know what I mean? And hell yeah, I would say definitely being a sports writer is my dream. Being able to do it in my city is a dream as well. Being around my fam, being around the people I rock with, and yeah, and like we talked about before the pod, I just want to represent for everybody in the city, all of the young boys that, like I said, do it in a different way, do it a different route. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I try to represent always, and show people that you can still rep the city, still be who you are, be from a 7 and 9, whatever,
Yeah.
and still be in these same rooms with all of these cats that you think superstars. You just gotta be on your grind and really, do your work. And I try to, set that example for people all the time.
I'm gonna say a word. You don't really gotta agree with this. If you do agree, you could just nod. If not, so we mentioned the previous person who had the job at NOLA.com, and you ended up superseding that, right? I'm gonna just say the streets was called it the ski mask way.
Ah, I'm not mad at it. I'm not
Yeah,
mad at it.
you
That's
know,
what I'll say.
it's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Someone in the building. It's not a
Listen,
sound.
my favorite season of Atlanta was Robin's season. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey, my favorite episode is the barbershop. Yo, like,
oh, hands down.
I just don't think that people, like, they didn't really understand what was happening there. Like, that was the greatest shit I ever seen in my life, yo.
Yeah, because it was so real. If you got a black barber, you done been through that life. You know what I'm saying? When he
I'm
was
waiting on
all
that.
over the place.
I'm waiting on the haircut right now, son. Like barbers just be barbers really got to get more professional, dog. Like, this is
Man, nah, my favorite of all time is I'll say when Paperboy met up with his partner who was selling him some paraphernalia. We just put it that way. And
yeah.
he ended up getting robbed by his man. And my man was like, "Sorry about this, dog. This is, bro. I'm gonna pay you back, bro." Every time I watch that scene, I just be cracking up. But dude, robbing you and apologizing at the same time.
Only black people, only black people are so multifaceted that, like, we could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that you get in I don't know. Like, for instance, I'm saying that to say this, right? We can make humor out of anything because
Anything.
you get this, right? These people came and they pulled, like, bro, like, never
Yeah,
mind.
for the chairs all summer, man. We
Never
rocking.
mind, man. You know what
We
I'm
rocking.
saying? Listen, man, let me ask you this. Tell us the downside of traveling with the team. Tell us. We know the pros. Give us some cons though. Give us the shit that people don't talk about.
A lot of long nights, a lot of you know, it's like stupid stuff like delayed flights. I done stayed in some pool hotels. I done left arenas and ate some terrible meals. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing open. I mean, it's a lot of good stuff, but it's a lot of like, certain nights people don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Especially, I've been through some ups with this team, and I've been around when they lost 10 in a row. And it's like, what I'm about to ask these dudes, like, I don't even want to talk about this game. So I know they don't want to talk about it.
Right.
But you still got to go in there and do the job. You got to provide what the people want. You know what I'm saying? My editor's hitting me, asking me to write stories. And it's like, man, like, what is there to say? Like, they're playing like trash, but you got to find a way. You know what I'm saying? Especially for me, because I'm doing a subscription-based website. So I got to convince people to come over in here and read my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got to be able to provide something regardless of what's going on. And, I mean, you follow this team, bro. It ain't always easy when everybody hurt. You know what I'm saying? They losing. We don't know when this one coming back. We don't know when that one coming back. I done been through some tough times covering this team, but I always say about the fan base, man, they rock with me heavy, they consistent, and they super passionate, even though people naturally try to hate on people from New Orleans and say this and that about the city. I always say, man, the fan base is super passionate, and they've always showed me love, man, and I appreciate that.
You're the only reason I have a subscription to your platform. Like, if I gotta be honest,
Appreciate that.
like when you moved over there, I don't even give people flowers on this podcast. I'm usually like asshole, but like you've been the coolest person I talked to so far. So like we just rolling like that. Let me ask you this: what's the best food city you've been to outside of New Orleans on the road?
Oh, best food city. I ain't gonna lie, man. I spent a lot of time in Miami over this summer, getting to do heat, man, and something about that Cuban food, man. Listen,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
Oh man, they got some fire spots down there in Miami for sure.
All right, we have to take a trip to Miami, man. See we get a Cuban sandwich or something. Um, what is all right? Have you ever gotten like starstruck in an interview? And if so, by who?
It's ill. I tell people I don't get starstruck by the players as much as I kind of seen everybody at this point. I've been doing this. I'm about to go into my eighth season. Damn, that's wild.
It's big time, man. It's big
That's
time.
crazy because man, that time done flew by. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't kind of see everybody at this point. What I get starstruck all the time is when I be seeing assistants, and I be like, "Yo, that's Nick Van Exel." I be like, "Yo, that's
Mm,
that's Dominique over there." That's the ones that be hitting me crazy. The ones I really grew up on. Like
yeah,
these dudes now. Like I didn't watch them. I saw them when they was in the league when they was 18. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen these young, but the dudes I actually grew up watching, like, yo, that's Big Dog Robinson. Like, said, I be seeing dudes like that in the arenas. I be like, man, that's crazy. I remember you back in the G. That's the ones that really hit me for sure. But in an interview, I would say, I didn't get to interview him, but I remember walking in the hallway when Kobe came to New Orleans
mm,
and
mm.
seeing that crowd around him. That was crazy because people know me now. I'm a Kobe stan. Like I rock with Kobe hard. So getting to see Kobe in person, like he was like right there, that was wild.
That's my goat. That's my goat.
I
Long,
ain't
long,
mad at you, bro. I ain't
long,
mad at you.
long
Kobe was
live,
that dude.
long live the goat, man. Um, Hey man, listen. Would you say this interview right now has been your greatest career achievement? Like, would you go in and say, you sitting up here talking to me, what I'm saying, regardless, we just talked about Kobe, but like, would you say that this would be your greatest career achievement?
I would put this at number one, and I'll probably put my interview with Chris Conner at last place.
This guy he gets it. He gets it. Nah, like, yeah, all right, yeah. We appreciate that from the heart because anything Chris Connor's on, we definitely not supporting that.
Nah, we're not rocking with that.
No. Do you have a favorite? All right, you've been covering the team a while. Do you have a favorite iteration of the Pels team? Like, is there a particular team that sticks out for you that you could say, yeah, that team there, that was.
I would say for me covering the team, I would probably say these last 2 years, I would say I really rock with these dudes. These dudes are super cool, and I caught a lot of them when they came into the league. So you really got to develop a relationship with them dudes. Like I was cool with Jose when Jose wasn't playing. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Herb in summer league when nobody knew who Herb was. So I got to see these dudes grow and progress, and I got cool with all these dudes. So I really rock with the last 2 years and just getting to know them personally. But for me, man, that Boogie and AD squad. I know we're not allowed to talk about
No,
number
no, no.
three
It's
for the
fine.
Lakers.
It's fine.
But that squad, man, they had a chance to be special, bro.
I
And
agree.
I gotta. This is the second time we mentioned Boogie. We gotta talk about you and your twin. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Boogie, healthy Boogie, man. He was that dude. Boogie, but I seen Boogie do some crazy stuff in the Pels uniform. And I remember just looking at them on 2K all the time, being like, man, if they would have kept this together and put a real three over there, and you know what I'm saying, what could have been, but it is what it is.
You always you know the Pels is like Memphis Bleak. The Pels is Memphis Bleak. We always just one hit away. We you right there. You know what I'm saying? Like we in Jay Z's will. Jay Z being Gail. We in her will.
Yeah.
But we just one hit away. We can't just you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Boogie, man. Get my dog, get me out of Puerto Rico and bring me back to the league, man.
Yeah, that man deserved to be in the NBA. Ain't no doubt about that.
Like that shit. Yo, I'm tired of them treating I'm tired of the league treating bigs like they doing running backs in the league, man. Like you telling me you don't have no value for a guy like that? Like that's just crazy to me. Um, I don't I don't want to get upset, Burke. I gotta feed my family. But let me ask you this. Pell's prediction record wise this season. Who makes an all star team and will Trey take a lead?
Record, I think I could put him like somewhere around that like 48, 50 wins. I think that like if they healthy, they should be right around that area. I think the West tough. They got a lot of great teams. I don't even think they got that many bad teams in the West no more. With Wemby and San Antonio and Houston spending all their money on them dudes. I think every game in the West is probably going to be tough this year, maybe except for Portland once they get game up out of that.
When is that
But
gonna happen?
yeah,
Shit.
if that happened, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the West gonna be super tough. But I think, man, I talked a lot to Bi about this when I was in Vegas. I think he coming into this season feeling like they got a real advantage having 2 years under their belt together with that group, and they're feeling real good about the continuity. And I think being around the Heat the way I was this summer, I think I really got to see the power of just having the same people around and knowing each other and knowing how to run your system and knowing how dudes gonna react in certain situations. I think people kind of sleep on that. I think a lot of times we look at teams and we kind of judge them by their 2K ratings or how like this
Mm.
lineup looks and like how good is this player and that player, and we forget the value of just having some years under your belt with the same crew and knowing how to play together, especially in today's NBA where all of these teams basically reset every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? And I think the Pels gonna have a real advantage with that. Bringing everybody back, and I definitely think for sure, Trey. I think Trey and Herb gonna make a jump this year. I'm calling for both of them.
Mm.
So I think
Mm.
that Team USA experience is gonna be good for all of them dudes.
Any All Star predictions? Anybody you?
I think you always gotta go Z just because Z got the highlights, and when Z playing,
Yeah.
he's 30 a game, dog. Like what you gonna do with 30 a game? 60% from the field. It's hard to deny that. You know what I'm saying? As much as I rock with Bi, and I think Bi was, potentially all NBA level at the end of last season. But Z is just that dude when he plays. We know that.
Let me ask you this. Talking about Zion, do you think Teaspoon not being around is going to have effect on the team? I know you're talking about the camaraderie, the cohesiveness, and the consistency of it. Losing her for the locker room or the staff, do you think that's going to play a part in, you know, I know that was Zion's go-to.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be big. I think it's going to be a real test for both sides. I think for Z and for the Pels to be able to bridge that gap. And I think for Teaspoon, I won't say it's just Z. I think for a lot of players, they were able to bridge that gap through Teaspoon just because she was able to connect with them dudes at such a deep level. You know what I'm saying? That was like bigger than basketball, especially with Z, because we heard him talk about how like they didn't cry together and all of that. I think she got them type of deep relationships with a lot of dudes on the team, and I think being able to find that with somebody else I think is important for Z because we know a lot of times he'll isolate himself, and I think he got to be able to find somebody to confide in on the team. And I think he gonna have to find somebody, and Teaspoon was all that person, and he gonna have to find somebody new. So we'll see who it ends up being.
No doubt, man. Shout out to Spoon, man. We always wish you the
The
best.
real one, man. I rock with Spoon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. LA Tech legend too. Man, listen. Anybody out there in Pell's Twitter or Pell's Media, you want to challenge to maybe not a one-on-one, but a shoot off. You know what I'm saying? You feel like they disrespecting, your jump.
Man, I feel like ain't one. I feel like I'm still waiting for this Pell's Twitter versus Pell's Media game. There's been talk here and there. I've had some Twitter conversations.
Yeah.
I've seen some people's game. I haven't seen some people's game. I can tell you this much. I'm rocking with my guy CC. We can get Antonio Daniels on our team. Y'all can say
Wow.
he's media. I don't care. He's media. Y'all can be mad if y'all want to. It's cool.
I like
And
this.
I feel like Pell's Media, I'm rocking with us every time. And, Pell's Twitter, I'm just not feeling y'all and the cases y'all making on that.
So you saying no matter what them little boys do, it ain't gonna be enough?
Yeah, they little boys, just like you said.
All right, well, y'all stop asking me about it then. Y'all stop asking me about it. We set the record straight right now. I got one more question.
Shout out to my dog Etwan. I stay ready, so I ain't got to get ready.
Shout out
y'all don't know.
Shout out to Uncle E, man. I got one more question for you, and then we'll get into some rapid fire shit, and then we got a couple questions from Twitter. Any words you could give young people trying to get in the media, like how could they start? How could they break in? Like what should they do to set themselves apart?
I would say, man, it's a different landscape now. Where me and you was talking before we started the pod. I really respect what y'all boys doing. Just because y'all finding a different route and a different way. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boys didn't take the route I did, and y'all don't need to. And that's what I would tell people. Like, I'm glad to share my story, but y'all ain't got to follow in my footsteps. It's a new world. It's a new media landscape. I would say just find your way and just commit to it. I think that's the biggest thing is there's so many people in the content creation world and the writing world and the YouTube world, podcast world. I would say find your path and stick to it and really commit to it. And people will respect your consistency, even if you feel like the quality ain't there early on. Because you're going to get there. You got to grow. You got to make mistakes. You got to have people on Twitter curse you out and say you're stupid. But at the end of the day, they're going to respect that you got cursed out, and then you still got a podcast up tomorrow morning because they're going to listen. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you stay consistent in what you're doing and you showing the people you putting in the work, it's going to get noticed. And that's what I would say.
Here's the other thing, too, they got to understand.
And don't challenge me to a game of basketball because it's not going to end well for you.
I like this the energy.
This gotta be spicy on my guy. Come on.
This is the fucking energy. Cause dog, normally like I'm really like dry and I don't really like, but you just brought the energy. Like I listen, man. The other thing, you know what? Since we talking shit, the other thing they need to understand when they calling you stupid or when they saying what you saying they making sense, the check cleared.
Talk about it.
The check done cleared. So
been clear.
You know what I'm saying? You get your broke ass up out of here. I'm sorry.
Hey, listen, I'm everywhere. They ain't never there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to
the world got me hyped, man. Listen, man. Don't get me started. Shit, man. Talking about playing basketball. Y'all can't even come. No mind. I'm sorry.
Your Marriott points don't work like mine. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it.
Boy, still in the Western, man.
Come on, man.
You eating continental breakfast? No mind. I'm sorry, man. All right, listen, man. We're gonna get into rapid fire and then we go. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean to shit on anybody who broke. Wayne or Hove?
Hove all day. I'm a Hove stand till it death of me.
Popeyes or Churches?
Popeyes. Come on, I'm New Orleans.
Wayne or Juvie?
Oh, Weezy.
Weezy. All right. Yakamina Gumbo.
Gumbo. But it got to be family gumbo. You know what I'm saying? If it's store-bought gumbo, it's all right. But family gumbo is the real gumbo.
Jordan 1 or Jordan 3?
Jordan 3.
Lounge gear. I like that. What's the best pop out in the city?
Paris. Easily.
Oh, only answer. Stranded on a desert island. Give me 3 albums you bring it with you.
That's a good one. I'm a Hov stan, so I gotta say Black Album. Carter 2. And what's my third one? I'm gonna go College Dropout. College Dropout. We don't rock with dude now, but back then he was alright.
You can't say that around Nick. You keep if Nick watching this, you can't.
I know to keep my Kanye opinions to myself.
Oh my God, like you cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nick, man. My 2-on-2 tag team partner. Cash Money or No Limit?
Cash Money.
Boosie or Weapon?
I'm going Boosie. I feel like Boosie just got a little more versatility to him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I ain't mad at that. Who got more classic albums? Hove or Ye?
I probably gotta go Ye. I can't lie. The first 4, I would say, is all classics.
In your opinion, give me the top 3. Just strictly your opinion, not stat based or nothing. Give me the top 3 greatest basketball players to ever walk this planet.
I'm still an MJ1 kind of dude. I got LeBron 2, and I probably gotta go Kobe 3. 1, 2, 3. MJ, Bron, Kobe. I'm sticking with it. Yeah.
I ain't mad at that. Rest in peace, Cole. Man, we miss you.
Rest in peace, legend. Man.
Do you know this guy?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Don't trip. I asked Rel the same question. Rel was like,
"Yeah, it's a raw game right there. She don't want to be hitting people with these type of questions."
I had to get her back. Do you know this guy?
That's DeMarcus Cousins.
All right, cool. That was a good answer. I got some fan questions from you, man, from Twitter, man. If you got, you know what I'm saying, we got.
I love a lot of fan questions. Let's get it.
Chris Conner gonna be upset because it's supposed to be 15 minutes, but we don't care what Chris Conner.
You know how we do.
Yeah. Bam, the man himself.
Of course. Who's the toughest player he had to guard in the post? I listen, I'm gonna give Nick his flowers, even though it'd be easy for me to hate right now. I'm gonna give my dog his flowers. He's definitely real in that post. I'm known in UNO as the Nick stopper. You know what I'm saying? So when they throw it to Nick in the post and I'm down there, you might as well kick it out. Or there ain't no double necessary. You know what I'm saying? But it's a challenge every time me and Nick go at it for sure.
Let me tell you this. I'd be mad at Nick because I want Nick to shoot. I'd be like, Nick, you too crafty, you smart. Like
that man won't be Jokic bad.
He do. But see, we got a problem when we play together because I want to be Jokic.
Yeah, see.
So somebody got to shoot the ball. It's all good. Let me see. I think you know. Let me see. Oh, well, you kind of touched on this.
Yeah. See, these are the questions I be talking about. You know what I'm saying? They want the game, but do they really want the game? That's my question.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Do they really want the game?
After talking to you, like, nah, they don't want the game. They don't want the game, and they don't want the game.
You know what I'm saying?
30, 40 G's.
We ain't playing.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out my dog 5.
That's why UNO is such a hazardous place to play basketball. Yo, what's crazy is we talked about this before the pod. Shout out to my dog 5. I didn't realize he got hurt in UNO, which is crazy because that prevented him from going to Summer League last year. But shout out to my dog. He made it to Summer League this year. Sat in the section he wasn't supposed to sit in, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We learning lessons every time we go to Summer League.
Let me tell you, when when he pulled up with the official media NBA credentials, I was like,
Yeah.
ice cold. I know. Now you know how Mr. Guillory feel.
Okay.
I think you know this guy too.
Matt is a liar, is what I like to call Matt. Matt know me in my jacket when it come in your know what I'm saying? So we ain't even gotta acknowledge that one.
Man, my dog said you lying. I don't know. We gonna have to
You
figure this out.
lying.
We gonna have
You
to get in the
lying.
gym. I mean, it's a lot of questions, man. I'm just trying to figure out. Okay,
That
let me
is
see. That's a
crazy.
good one. Do you play 2K? You look like a
I
game.
used to play 2K. I don't really play 2K like that no more. I do be on my 5. Shout out to my PS5 people. I'm more like a Call of Duty type of dude now. Like I'll be on the game to get away from basketball. You know what I'm saying? So catch me on that war zone, something like that. I definitely get it popping.
Might have to holler at you, man. I got my 5 right here. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Come on now. You already know.
Yeah, we gonna link.
I know
Rel.
Shout out to Rel. Hey, another one doing superstar things. I saw Rel. I had a pretty good seat when I was at Summer League. And
Rel
I
is
looked
beast.
forward. And I saw Rel in a row in front of me, which is crazy. Because everybody tell me I got the good seats. Rel was looking back at me waving, which was crazy. That's all I'm gonna say at Summer League.
You know that's Rel's pals. Like you know that's what they call him.
She the co-owner, huh?
That's Rel Benson.
That's crazy. That's
You
crazy.
know,
I just want to say shout out to Rel, and hopefully next time we at a game, she can get me some quality seats. Because I want to be like her when I grow up.
Same. Shout out to Rel. Rel's website go drop pretty soon. I can't tell y'all about it, but I can only tell you that. Hold on, walk us through the shoes though. I mean, this feel like a valid.
I'm pretty decent on the shoe game. You know what I'm saying? I keep my J's with me. I'm always gonna show love. I'm not quite up to my dog Lopez yet. I call him the real sneaker connoisseur on the Wales beat. But I'm all right with it.
Damn, I might need to hold on, man. I might need to see what Andrew's doing over there.
He got a nice look in there. Them ESPN checks clearing too. So he doing all right over there.
That's love. All right, man. Let me see. Shout out to my dog Jeremy, man. He wanted.
That's what I'm not gonna do. His name by Top Duke nothing. It's Tar Heels all day with me.
Come on, man.
I'm repping my Tar Heels all day. Shout out to Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter, all the legends. You know what I'm saying? Raymond Felton, Jawad Williams. Everybody know the real ones. Ain't too many real ones over there on the Durham side. None of them.
I'm gonna leave you with this, man. When Duke UNC last year, we was it last year? What was it the year before last? Regardless, Coach K's last game, I was sitting next to Five, he's a Duke fan. You know what I'm saying? He all Duke attire. I know this is really that's his only blemish. Other than that, he's solid.
Yeah.
But man, listen, that night we put Coach K in the ground. I was talking.
I still got the pic in my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man, like
one of my favorite moments on this earth.
Got his ass out of here. But look, the crazy is that I went back the next night and I got my feelings hurt so bad.
Man, it was tough. But I don't know if the people can see this. It's in my phone till this day.
Put his ass in the dirt, buried at 5. I'm sorry,
Put him in the dirt.
Put 5. We got the shovel out of here, man. Man, that's all I got. Well, bro, like we appreciate you pulling up again. Usually, bro, like I'm really an asshole and I'm dry and but I mean you know what I'm saying? Like it just you nothing like John O'Barnes, who was a terrible interview, or Chris Conner. So I really appreciate you just being a good interview. To be honest.
Nah, man, it was all my pleasure, man. I appreciate you having me on. I always got to rock with my dudes from the city. Yeah, just shout out to everybody except for Chris. We ain't giving him no shout outs.
No, absolutely.
But shout out to everybody else though, for sure.
Where they go find you at? Where they go find you at?
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter or X or whatever y'all want to call it these days. Will Guillory, that's Guillory. follow all my work at theathletic.com. Like we mentioned, I got a nice little Q&A with BI up there from my time in Vegas. Me and him chopped it up about a whole bunch of stuff. I got some more stuff with BI coming from when I talked to him out there coming soon, man. Me and him had a real dope talk out there. Hopefully I can drop that for the streets real soon.
No doubt. For sure, man. Well, I promise you, next time y'all see me, I'm gonna be way less respectful. Like I just Will, my guy from like way back, and
My
so
dog right here.
I just talked to Chris Conner, and like it just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? But like I feel like we did what we supposed to do, man. But man, I'm ending this shit right now. Follow Will, holla at us. We see y'all next time. Peace.